On the Now Tampa Bay, just a few hours left to get to the polls to vote in the primary election,
15.
and you'll notice at least one big technical upgrade.
It's like do, beat, beat, and shake, shake.
Yeah, we can only
And
hear
construction boom or never-ending nuisance. How one group is making this love-hate construction relationship bearable. And today is all about man's best friend. It's National Dog Day, and animal lovers, this one's for you. We've got all the events around Tampa Bay to celebrate. It's 4 o'clock, and you're watching the Now Tampa Bay. Good afternoon and welcome to the Now Tampa Bay. I'm Laura Harris, bringing you what's happening in your neighborhood and outside the area that matters to you most. The big story right now, our primary election. We're already learning more people are participating in this election. Unofficial turnout numbers in Hillsborough County are higher than 2010 and 2012 primaries put together. Polls still open to right now until 7 o'clock. The highest profile race, former Florida Governor Charlie Crist hoping to get the Democratic nomination to try and reclaim his job. The Crist camp set up in Fort Lauderdale, and we have an ABC Action News crew with him right now covering every moment. Look for that story coming up at 5 o'clock on ABC Action News. And there's also a crew with the incumbent Governor Rick Scott's team in Tampa, the governor and first lady making their rounds across Florida, visiting various field offices. He's facing two primary contenders, not considered real threats though. What you need to know about this race come November, turnout will be key. It's going to be expensive and one of the most contested, and it's a rare chance for a Democrat to unseat a Republican governor, which hasn't happened here in Florida since 1994. And speaking of voting, things may look a little different when you show up at your polling spot. That's because for the first time, iPads are replacing the old way of checking in. Our reporter Ashley Yore shows us how that's working out.
Instead of an old-fashioned paper list, these iPads are being used to check people in instead.
I figure a list is a list, and I'm not too skeptical about how that works. So I think as long as I have my name in the system.
There was a little kink because I didn't know how to press on it, but it eventually stuck and got my signature. So
election officials say they hope electronic check-in will make the voting process a little bit easier and faster. If it is successful today, this could be the norm in 2016. In Palma Seca, I'm Ashley Yore, ABC Action News.
And an unexpected change at one voting location in St. Petersburg. You may remember a fire at the Vietnamese Evangelical Church this past weekend gutted that building. Well, it was precinct 139, so they had to move that location today to the Roberts Recreation Center. Election staffers have been busy emailing and calling people who are to report to that polling place to let them know. And here's how much local governments want you to show up to vote today. Different county offices are offering free rides to the polling locations. Just bring your voter ID cards in Hillsborough County and you can take the Heart Bus for free. Hernando and Pasco counties offering the same deal on their public buses. And coming up at 4:30, we check in with Brendan McLaughlin about other races we're watching right now. And also right now, we are just learning the fate of the 21-year-old man convicted of killing a Lakeland police officer. The jury recommending he spend the rest of his life in prison. We just got that decision about an hour ago. Now, the state was pushing for the death penalty, while the defense team asking the jury to spare his life and keep him in prison without parole. Williams was convicted Thursday of first-degree murder in the shooting death of Lakeland police officer Arnolfo Crispin back in 2011. During this phase, Williams back in a prison jumpsuit, listening intently, waiting to learn his fate.
He didn't care about Officer Crispin. He was only thinking of himself. He put his freedom above the life of this police officer.
All people
The final decision.
do things they wish they hadn't done. That is real life.
The final decision is ultimately up to the judge, but they tend to side with the jury. Right now, a DUI suspect is sitting in jail. A judge denying bond for Malik Majid, accused of drunk driving when he reportedly hit an 18-year-old girl yesterday afternoon. The teen was walking along East Osborne when she was hit and pinned under the car's engine. Hot oil spilled out, burning the girl's stomach and legs. Right now, doctors at TGH are treating her for serious burns. Well, the construction boom in downtown St. Pete is rattling neighbors, literally shaking them out of bed. And apparently all the noise is coming from a pile driver. Here to give us a little bit more information on that and the noise is Christy Post. What's going on?
Yes, it's one of those things. You can either love it, you can get frustrated, you can get very mad at it, or you can just learn to live with it. And I found one way people are actually doing that in St. Pete.
Yep. You can say goodbye to that snooze button if you're living in downtown St. Petersburg.
Well, it wakes you up in the morning at about 7.
This pile driver has been pounding for months, making way for a 250-unit apartment complex.
And it be like deep, 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 beep, 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 and shake, shake, shake. Because that's all we feel. It feel like I'm in California, an earthquake going on.
For vacationers, forget about relaxation.
What does it sound like?
I can't hear you. It sounds like
it's a constant drill that is just ringing through your ears that just doesn't go away.
But now this group is creating an escape.
You want to let go of it, but you can't because it's in your head.
Their idea, use a universal language to make it at least bearable.
I can't get no rest, even when I try my best. We heard the pile driver, we thought of it as a beat, and we started harmonizing this melody to it. And we're like, wouldn't it be great, you know, if we were just like write a song with that as the backbeat? Well, ma'am, no thank you, ma'am.
It's only a break for an hour or so.
While driving me crazy.
But at least it's not this. And until the sound stops, Freelo will keep performing.
You have to learn to love that thing that you really hate.
Like the Fab Four took over London, this trio plans to make 4th Street South their Abbey Road. Well, until construction's finished.
We're told this is going to be completed in 2015, the end of 2015. So imagine you are in downtown St. Pete having to live with this. I mean, I know I couldn't do it, but you actually said that.
Oh, I do it. I do it.
Every
I
day.
live in downtown Tampa in Channelside, and there's a giant building going up right across the street from us. But you know, you think of it this way. People want their communities to grow. They want property values to go up. Build it and they will come. You just got to deal with it.
And wait a couple more years.
Just see what happens. Thank you so much, Christy. We appreciate it.
Thank you.
All right, well, let's take it to the gridiron now. Right now, the Bucks are gearing up for their last preseason game this Thursday. That means by Friday, a 53-man roster will be set in stone for the Bucks. One guy who might be on it, Richie Incognito. He's been out of football since he was suspended by the Miami Dolphins following his involvement in the Jonathan Martin bullying scandal. Well, he's back, and apparently the Bucks, as well as 2 other teams, are interested. Important to note, Incognito is visiting the team. Nothing is definite, although it's no secret the Bucks could use him at guard. And key players like Gerald McCoy and Josh McCown both say they would welcome Incognito to the team if he, you know, could help them with their chances. Bottom line, by Friday, we will know if he's a Buck or still shopping around. All right, well, coming up at 4:10 on the Now Tampa Bay, we're celebrating National Dog Day. Why it's not just about how cute your pup is. Plus at 4:25, a wrap up of last night's primetime Emmys. Did your favorite show take home the gold? That's the question. And also coming up at 4:40, gamers everywhere are on the edge of their seats with anticipation as one of the hottest games of the year is set to hit store shelves. This is the Now Tampa Bay, and we're back in 3 minutes. Right now, there's a new place to wine and dine in downtown Tampa. Just moments ago, the ribbon was cut, opening the doors to Eulalie. The restaurant features Native American-inspired foods and spirits, and the ingredients, the fresh fruits, vegetables, seafoods, all of it coming right from Florida. Eulalie is right near the Strass Center on Highland Avenue near 7th Avenue in historic Tampa Heights. And also right now, gamers everywhere are awaiting the much anticipated launch of Madden NFL 15. And I say much anticipated because Best Buy stores in the Bay Area will open their doors at midnight for those diehard fans who have to get their hands on the game ASAP. Oh, and if you're one of the ones who've been biting your nails in anticipation, is there a sweet deal for you? How you can save $45 and the game priced at $59. 3 ways to do it through Best Buy. I've posted those on my Twitter feed. You can find me at Laura Harris, WFTS. All right, for all you dog lovers out there, guess what today is? You probably already know if you're a dog lover. National Dog Day. But it's a day not just to love your pet a little bit more, but it's a day of awareness. To give us a little bit more information about that, we've got our segment producer, Ashley Miller, right here. What's National Dog Day all about?
Well, today, 2 very special canines are getting bulletproof vests. It's from the Retired Law Enforcement Association of Southwest Florida. The canines are Mac and Riggs. Now remember, these dogs are protecting us, standing in the line of fire, just like their human handlers. And if you're looking for a way to enjoy National Dog Day, there's an after-school bark bash. Pet owners getting together with their pooches from 5 to 7:30 at the Don Cesar Hotel in St. Pete Beach. They'll mix and mingle. There's also a pooch picks booth and doggy massages. And if you attend, your dog has a chance to be featured on the Lowe's upcoming magazine. And it's all for a good cause. The proceeds go to the Humane Society of Pinellas County. And check this out, we did a little digging here on the Now Tampa Bay.
I love it.
And if you're a dog lover who's also looking for love, there is a website for that. Check this out. So now your dog's not only man's best friend, but your wingman.
Well, and Ashley, is so cool. I mean, National Dog Day, it is about giving your dog a little bit of extra love, but it's also about raising awareness for those dogs who need to be adopted and dogs that are in shelters right now. Our executive producer, Liz, she actually adopted a dog. The dog she's got, Little Hank, well, he's actually Big Hank, but we like to call him Little Hank. She got him from a shelter. So it's important for people to understand that National Dog Day is not just about the love for your pet. Hey, but I guess I need to go get a dog, right?
Yeah, and go get a dog and then make a little dog park date.
Get a dog, get a date. I love it. Ashley, thank you so very much. We do appreciate it. All right, let's head on outside. Well, I guess you could say in the ABC Action News Weather Center, because Dennis Phillips is over there right now tracking some storms that possibly are coming through the area. Dennis?
Laura, how you doing? You know, you take a look at Titan Doppler radar, and we could be tracking the county, we could be tracking the region, we could be tracking the state. But there's not a drop of rain in the entire state of Florida, which is awesome, so I can go back and work on my fantasy football lineup. Back to you.
All right, thank you so much, Dennis. We do appreciate it. Well, we've got a lot of national headlines that we need to get to as well. So my co-host, Ann McNamara, who's at the national desk right now, has those for us. Ann?
President Obama announcing new executive actions to help veterans in the wake of a scandal at the VA hospitals across the country. The president put 19 new actions into place, but here are the main ones. First, streamlining record transfer between the Department of Defense and the VA. That means that veterans needing mental health treatment will automatically be enrolled in the VA programs. Recruiting campaign to fill those doctor and nurse shortages that caused such a big delay. And then whistleblower protection. Retaliation against people who come forward will not be tolerated. The president saying he's creating a, quote, culture of accountability.
We're focused on this at the highest levels. We are going to get to the bottom of these problems. We're going to fix what is wrong. We're going to do right by you, and we are going to do right by your families, and that is a solemn pledge and commitment that I'm making to you here.
Right after the president's speech, the VA made an announcement of its own, saying the FBI is now involved in the investigation into treatment delays and bad bookkeeping. The scandal, which came to light in April, revealed dozens of veterans died waiting for that care. Japan announcing it's developed an anti-influenza drug to fight Ebola in West Africa. Earlier this month, the World Health Organization said it's ethical to use untested drugs on Ebola patients because at this point, the outbreak is so bad. Japan's still waiting, though, for the World Health Organization to formally give the green light to this specific drug. The Japanese company Fujifilm says it has enough of a stockpile to treat 20,000 patients. If it works, it could put a real dent in the number of people suffering from Ebola. Hang on a minute, though. An anti-influenza drug, how is it going to fight Ebola? Well, both influenza and Ebola are viral. And while this drug hasn't yet shown that it can combat Ebola, the hope is that the drug will stop viral gene replication within cells infected with Ebola, much in the same way the drug already stops gene replication in cells infected with influenza. This drug is different from the ZMapp drug, though, given to Dr. Kent Brantley and missionary Nancy Reipel.
All right, thank you so much. Well, coming up on the Now, pumpkin spice lattes. 'Tis the season for it, and they're coming a little earlier. But before you go buy one, got a little information you might want to know before you gulp one down. Also coming up, the Emmys, the primetime Emmys, they were last night. Who were the big winners? Who were the big losers? And Did your favorite actor or actress win? Also coming up, a big chase in Miami, high-speed chase with the police and a shooter in the car. We've got that coming up on the Now. Last night, some of Hollywood's biggest stars turned out for the Primetime Emmys. It's a big night. Digital producer Jared Hill is with us right now to give us all the rundown.
Now, I know you're going to pretend like you watched last night, but I know that you didn't. So I've got some of the 5 ways that
I didn't. I'm sorry.
The Emmys almost made history in 5 different ways last night. So here, I'm going to quiz you and see what you know, okay?
I just told you I didn't watch.
Well, I'm going to see what you can figure out. Up first was Outstanding Actress in a Drama Series. The historic eligibility here was Kerry Washington. She would be the first.
Scandal.
Exactly.
Okay.
She would be the first black woman to win this award. Yes or no? Did she win?
Something tells me she didn't, only because it wasn't all over the headlines.
It was Juliana Margulies for The Good Wife. That's right. So she won the award. The Good Wife is awesome. Nobody's all that mad, right? So up next, Outstanding Actor in a Drama Series. Historic eligibility here. Matthew McConaughey would be the first actor in about 40 plus years to win the Best Actor Oscar and Emmy in the same year. Did it happen?
Probably not.
It did not. It went to your guy, Bryan Cranston, on Breaking Bad. I know you love that show. Okay.
That was so good.
Indeed, indeed. Okay. So up next is Outstanding Drama Series. Historic eligibility here is the fact that House of Cards was nominated, and they would be
Netflix.
They would be the first online show to win an award like this. Did it happen?
Probably not.
Probably not. It went to your show, Breaking Bad.
You got 2. You got 2.
You're doing well so far. Lastly, Outstanding Comedy Series. Historic eligibility is Modern Family. They would tie for being the winningest series in the comedy category. Did it happen?
I hope so, since it's an ABC show.
You're absolutely right. It did happen. Modern Family won.
Awesome.
They are now tied with Frasier as being the winningest comedy series, and they have season 6 premiering pretty soon, so they could probably break that record, which is great. Lastly, the Emmys broke a record just by airing last night, and I'm not going to tell you exactly what that is. If you go over to our Facebook page, facebook.com/the Now Tampa Bay, you'll be able to see what that historic moment was from last night.
I love it. Thank you so much, Jared. Always on top of everything that is digital.
For sure,
we do appreciate it. The Now Tampa Bay coming back in just 3 minutes. Welcome back to the Now, everybody. You heard that song? Guess who's back? Back again. Shady's back. Eminem, he is back on the charts. He's hoping for. Ola Alec, one of our segment producers, is here to tell us all about it. Ola, is he really making a comeback?
He announced it on Twitter. He says he's got a new album coming out for us. It's been all the buzz online this morning. It's going to be a 2-disc compilation album. So one disc is going to have a bunch of his old hits, some of your favorites probably.
Yes.
And the other disc is going to have all this brand new stuff you've never heard before. You can get that on Black Friday, so you got a couple months to wait, but on November 24th you can get that brand new album.
Yeah, and what's also interesting about that, I guess a lot of people were speculating, was he going to have a new CD coming out, because he's got a single on a new movie that's coming out at the end of September. So everyone was like, is there going to be a CD?
Everyone was waiting to hear it, and he made it
What's
official.
going on with Chelsea lately now?
Well, she's out the door. It's her last night on E! It won't be the last you see of her. She's going to do some stuff with Netflix. She's going to have a couple comedy specials, some documentary specials, and then in 2016, if you miss her talk show, she'll be doing a new talk show by then.
Gotcha. And there's good news for people who have TiVo, want to get TiVo, or who just want to record regular TV without cable or satellite, right?
Right. So if you're one of those people that watches a lot of stuff on Netflix now, maybe you ditched your cable, and there's more and more people that have ditched their cable. I've got 19% now of people don't only have broadcast. So more and more people are doing that, but they still want to be able to record shows that are on ABC.
Yeah.
So TiVo's new product is going to come out soon. And you're going to be able to do just that. It's going to cost $50 for the box, and you're going to have to pay $15 a month for the service. But it's going to give you that chance to record what you're not home to watch.
Yeah.
So.
And for a lot of people, that's probably cheaper than what they were paying for cable.
Probably a lot cheaper than what they're paying for cable if their cable bill is anything like mine.
I hear you. Ola Alec, thank you so very much.
Thank you.
We'll see you a little bit later on in the show. There's a big fashion show coming up in Tampa, and the woman behind it all, well, she's got a very unique story. Jake Peterson from The List is here to tell us all about it. Jake.
She sure does. You know, you never know who you're going to meet and what they do. And Sandra Gray lives right here in Tampa, and from inside her home, she makes all of the outfits for the WWE Divas. So
wrestling.
The wrestling, yeah, for the wrestling divas. That's what she does. She makes the outfits for them. Now, another thing she does, which is her passion, is vintage clothing, 40s and 50s clothing. And she has her very own fashion show coming up this Thursday evening at the Tampa Theater. So she gets to show a way different side than what you get to see in the wrestling ring. Now, there's a secret, too, that I understand you have a bit of a diva side to you.
A little bit. Isn't that crazy? So when I got to meet Sandra, she was like, well, I'd like for you to MC the fashion show. Here's the deal, though. I had to go to her house and get fitted for the gown, and you see all this spandex.
Everywhere.
Everywhere. And you wonder, what are you doing with this? She's like, oh, I outfit the WWE Diva.
I know.
Such a cool story. I'm sure you had a good time with her.
I did, and she told me what color is not my color. So you have to watch tonight at 7 o'clock. She will tell you.
With the teases.
The teases, I know. Keep you around for something.
Jake, thank you so much. We'll see you at 7 o'clock on The List. So here's the deal. You ever gotten on Facebook, especially as of late, and when you get on there, you look at your feed and you have all of these different things, these different posts from people you have no idea, and they've got all these different headlines that say you need to watch this or you'll never believe what happened. Well, apparently, Facebook is doing away with that. Jarrett Hill, our digital producer, has got a little bit more information. Tell us about it.
Yeah, Facebook is not very happy about what they're calling clickbait. Those headlines that are like, this is the most amazing story you're ever going to see. They're kind of tired of it.
That.
Yeah, you know, and it kind of jumps out at you in that way. And they're getting upset about it because people are seeing in their timelines that they can't seem to find stories that matter to them or stories that are relevant in their own timeline. So they're going to be making some modifications to Facebook to be able to change those headlines and make them more relevant to yourself.
Interesting. What's that called again, you said?
It's called clickbait. Clickbait.
Wow.
It's like, oh my God, you'll never believe. Like, it's kind of crazy. So.
And it's become, I mean, there's a lot of them now. It's like every time you look at your new feed,
It's
there's
like
a different video.
Exclamation, exclamation, exclamation. So it's a little bit crazy.
All right,
but
gotcha.
they're working on it. Another interesting thing is our app of the day.
Okay.
App of the day is an app called Mama Bear. It's a really cool app for parents when they want to be able to keep tabs on their kids.
Okay.
One of the great things about it is you can see where your kids are, who they're with, and you can even find out how fast they're driving if they're of driving age.
Nice.
It's really great. It'll tell you when they arrive at their destinations and who they're hanging out with, all those kinds of things that you really want to know. It's kind of like having a parent in your kid's phone, so it's great.
Right, and correct me if I'm wrong, but what's really cool about this app, it's Tampa based.
It's Tampa
Bay
based.
The woman who made it.
The woman who made it is right here, I believe, in St. Petersburg. So
that's so amazing. All right, Jared, thank you so very much. We do appreciate it.
No problem.
Always staying on top of what is digital. All right, the Now Tampa Bay will be back in just a moment. Thanks, Ellen. That's it for the Now Tampa Bay. Remember, we're always on Facebook, Twitter, as well as Instagram. But right now, ABC Action News at 5 starts.